Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to our Saturday night program here on the network. Of course, you know who I am. I'm Roger, and thank you one and all for joining us. It was a hot day today here in Southern California. I'm telling you, man, it was hot. It was so hot, I was complaining it was hot. That's how hot it was. It's well over 100 degrees today, and it was all right. Well, I want to give a quick shout out to Elizabeth. Thank you for checking out the program. And it's all good. You know what we do, folks, on this program, dating and relationship conversation. So the adults play a little bit, I suppose, or at least talk about that. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where we go. But again, I do appreciate the like, and for everyone else watching us, um, lethal migraine if you're in the chat room. And it's all good. Oh, I don't think I should have shown that on screen. You know what? Yeah, actually, I'm going to save that. Whenever I get lip, figuratively, I'm going to have to remember that. Let me see. Got it. Got it on the phone right there. So it's all good. Well, I hope you're doing well. And sorry I hadn't been here for a few days, taking care of a few personal things, but I think we're getting back to schedule on everything that's going on. But this is our dating and relationships program. I am looking forward to seeing where it's going to be going. And it's really good right now. So, right now, we do have a heat advisory here in Southern California. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, it was warm today. Let's see, what was the heat advisory? Everyone here in Southern California tends to overreact. But it is 79 degrees right now, meaning it's 89 degrees in here. So, I'm not going to put the AC on, but I do have the fan for recirculation. So we'll see how that goes. What is it going to be tomorrow? I'm hoping it's not going to be what it was today. Oh, tomorrow it's only going to be 97 degrees. And Monday also 97 and Tuesday 96. Going to calm down a bit to 91 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that should not be so bad. Yeah, actually, it's going to be okay. So I think by Wednesday we should be okay. So I'm going to look forward to it. Yes, yeah, it is. It's effing hot. So thank you, Lethal Migraine. Thanks for joining us, and of course, Elizabeth. You guys know if you'd like to join the program live, you guys know what to do. So it's all good. Oh my goodness, look at who that is, and look, there it is. I'm wearing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is officially my sister Alma. She is older than I am. She's not the oldest, so she's the nice sister. So I just want to make that clear. Hopefully, you're doing well. And if Rose is watching, you are the older, other nice sister. So that way I'm covering my bases. We just got done with a stretch of 90s and high 80s, only 70s in the weekly forecast, thankfully. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, today was a warm day. But I do want to give a quick shout out to, well, both of my sisters. They were very kind, and they gave me this collectible, and I've been wearing it all day. It's a little odd not having my iWatch, but it's really good. I decided to wear it all day today. It's my Raiders watch, and it's really, really nice, actually. And I have not worn a normal or regular watch in like forever. So, actual, yes, real, my kin, my siblings. Yes, my siblings. So she's asking like, "What?" I'm She was listening to the first program. She saw it twice, which was Sports Talk with the Guys for the first time, and I asked her if she laughed, and she said yes. And I was like, "Well, thank God, because it was a serious program. No one was supposed to laugh. So if you're laughing, absolutely awesome." But I kid, of course. I mentioned to her that if she did laugh even a few times, then it was worth it. So that's what we try to do. As we've been doing on this program for a short while, I, well, it's right now, it's me talking to the audience. I already gave my sad, sad story in the other episodes, but we won't get into that any further. But if anyone would like to join me, let me know. Can send you the link and we can bring you on live. Of course, you at least have to have some sort of connection. And We'll see. Actual DA, as in DNA, I believe she's answering. And he says, I only offer humor for free to NDB. And I have gratefully taken that one, buddy. I have always taken that one. So it is good. It is still very warm. I made the mistake. I was tired today. I was running around doing a lot of stuff, and I think I did what old men do in the afternoon or evening. I think I may have taken a nap, lost track. So I wasn't able to prepare my coffee. But as you know, I was at the Habit earlier. As you saw on my Facebook page, I had the chicken club, I believe it was. That's what that sandwich was. And this was the strawberry lemonade. I still have it, so I'm gonna take another sip. Would you hear that? I was able to do that at the restaurant. I can still do it. The ice is gone, but it's still good stuff. So sorry if it sounds disgusting, but hey, it is what it is. So, but I suppose getting to this, and the reason why I started doing this program, as I mentioned previously, is that while I was exclusively dating relationships, while I was exclusively on Blog Talk Radio, there were many programs that were talking about this stuff, and their chat rooms were jammed, they were full, and they were talking, and they had a lot of people involved. And I'm hoping to get there at that point. And I want to hear from everyone and anyone if you have any experiences that you want to share. I had talked about the few dates that I had gone on during COVID. I called them adult time, and it was really just being able to get out for a while. I had rekindle. No, definitely did not rekindle, but I had met up with my high school sweetheart, and yeah, I probably needed Lou back then too, but no. And we spent time together, and we would go to every and any restaurant that was available. I remember, I believe Lazy Dog was one of them, and there were a few others, but you would meet outside, and it was a time that you couldn't go out and you couldn't do anything. So uh it was something where I was desperate to get out, and I did. And I met up with her a few times, but I think I did talk about that, and nothing came of it. So let me see. Lethal Migraine says, not sure if I ever told you, probably have a radio morning show here. I would comment on their Facebook page a lot. They would use it on air. I didn't listen for 3 or 4 weeks. When I listened again, the main guy said his sponsors were asking about me. I said, pay me, and I would show up every Friday. The guy said no. So I said, see ya. Oh. So is that what we need to do to get you on? We'll have to see. Oh, Ash. Hey, boy. The my daughter's older cat just decided to show up right now, and he's seated over there. So if he does come over in a little bit, I'll bring him on air, and I won't introduce him. He's been on before. But anyway, uh, over the years, I've always joked about the situation that I've had. That it's like I don't want to waste time. I don't want to do anything. It's just like, let's just go ahead. And this is even when I was I don't play well with others. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, dude. So, hey, look, it is what it is. And so anyway, I had jokes with people that it's like, why do we even have to go through this hassle of relationships and dating, whatever? And but people would tell me, but that's how you learn about the other person. I was like, all right, well, I don't know if I gave you all my timeline. I mean, um, the lady that was married to me for the many years that she was. I met her in August, and this is what it was. It was my friend at the time who said, hey, buddy, remember my cousin I told you about? I'm like, yeah, she's here. What do you mean she's here? She's here at the house. She's going to be here for a year. Oh, wow. So you get you over here. I was like, phew. Lightning McQueen, nada. He had nothing on me. Man, I went from Commerce all the way up to Montebello on Hillside. That's the closest I'm going to get. So I know the street that I met my wife on. It was Hillside Drive in Monterey Park. And it was on a hillside. It was Kind of cool. And I met her, and it was just like it was crazy. It was like electric. She was very aggressive. That's the best that I can say. And I was stupid. I'm stupid, man. I was stupid then. And I'm stupid now. And I'll have to look in my my diary. I don't know if it was on a Monday or a Tuesday when we met, but we decided to. I asked her on a date that Saturday, and then a week after that, asked her to go steady. I mean, what does that mean? I don't know. I guess I asked her to be my girlfriend, of course. And then within 3 weeks of that day, which turned out to be, uh, it was a day that I was struggling with in 2001 because I knew something big. What was big on this day? And it turned out being that I asked for her hand of marriage on September 11th, and we would always celebrate that, the two of us. After that day, it was a big deal for us because it was the day that I asked for her hand, and I asked for her hand on the Santa Monica Pier. And if you guys, oh my God, I can't believe I'm giving this up. Oh wow, really? My name is Roger, and my sister is probably disgusted beyond the pale, saying, "This is what he does." I'm like, "Yes, Alma. Once again, I thank you for being here." So I appreciate that you're leaving commentary as well. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys and pinpoint the spot as best I can to where I asked her. Okay. So let me see. Here we go. So, wow, this is kind of strange. I think I may have briefly talked about it, but I didn't show anyone any details. This is downtown Los Angeles. This is the Staples Center around there and stuff. This is Beverly Hills over here, the Getty Museum. This is the University of Southern California. That's UCLA. USC is over here by the Memorial Coliseum. But it was in the Santa Monica Pier where I took her out, and it's the famous pier itself. This is now where the metro station ends. So you can take this line from right here in Santa Monica all the way to East Los Angeles, which is not very far from where my grandmother used to live. She lived in two parts of East Los Angeles. Actually, not too far from where I met my wife. But this is Colorado Avenue. This is Ocean. And for a little bit of trivia, for those of you that know, it was right here where they filmed the Voyager episode on the ocean front walk right here. I'm going to show you. Yes, I think you can walk it. For those of you that remember the episode Futures In or Futures End, here it is. Look, there. See that? Remember that? The background from the Voyagers episode? Janeway and Chakotay were there. And this is where they were walking. Oh, hey, Hope. Not you doing something lucrative on the Santa Monica Pier. Well, I've only spoofed my location, Santa Monica Pier, to catch a million. Oh, okay. That's cool. Wow, we have that little bit in common, but it's all good. And once again, folks, if you want to go ahead and join me, let me know. Actually, I did not put the link in for the co-hosts, so let me do that. And I apologize. So I know I'm all over the place. Forgive me. You're actually going to see the internal. Oh my God, the NDB Media page. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. The NDB Media host page. So this is where we post stuff, and here's tonight's StreamYard link. And at that point, I'm going to go ahead and blot that out just for the moment. And there it is. It's now posted. So, but anyway, knowing that, going back to the Santa Monica Pier, let me see. Backing out right here. It was about right here because I remember we were able to park on the edge. Okay, this is on the beach, so it's below it. It was right above here. That was not there when I asked for her hand on the Santa Monica Pier. So that did come in later. Oh, hey, Ash. How you doing? Come on, mijo. Come on over. I want to put you on TV. On the internet. So let's see if I can get a little bit closer to the pier itself. And there it is. That station there is about where I asked for her hand. And here's Ash. Check it out. Check it. Come here. Son. Oh, you jumped. Oh, you blockhead. He jumped down. So, let me see. Uh, you need to start learning to see when people are giving you signs. Like, I'm pretty sure there've been girls who have been around with work or in the everyday life that have been interested in you. You just need to start noticing the signals. And I'm not going to be up much longer, which is why I didn't request for it this time. But thank you, Hope. I do appreciate that. Um, I was talking to someone yesterday. I think I was having a moment of arrogance. I was speaking to a classmate of mine about this and talking about tonight's episode. And I was like, yeah, wow, yeah. I'm camera shy. Yeah. Well, you should join me, my sister Alma. That would be kind of cool. Roger could have a girl tell him they like him and still not believe they like him. He is his worst enemy. In many ways, yes. Now, my sister Alma, it's funny that she is here. This is the second episode she was on. Well, she was with us in Sports Talk with the guys, and I thank her for that. She remembers the conversations I had with her regarding my high school sweetheart. She remembers her. She knows her. And so uh, I find it interesting that I would end up be talking about her right now. And this is the one that I didn't date her in 2020. Of course not. But we did go out a few times. And as I mentioned in one of the episodes, I did tell her, "Hey, if I can get my act together and if I am able to resolve my issues in my present situation, would you be willing to give me another shot?" Well, that was 3 years ago. So I suppose you can take that answer. I don't think she wanted to get married or anything anyway. So I don't know if he would have even have come to that. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm having this conversation. But anyway, I'm just an open book on this program. Sorry, folks. Uh, I'm taking the fifth, Mister. Well, thank you. But that's where I did ask for her hand. It was approximately right there. It was on a Saturday night, and I've never forgotten that. It's still I every now and then whenever I'm in the area, I will go up there and I will go to that spot because I do remember that being there, but not that's like I said, like an electrical power thing. It's not a I don't know, but this is the famous Santa Monica Pier. I showed you where Voyager was filmed, and that's in Santa Monica. As I mentioned, this is downtown Los Angeles. I went to high school way up here. Oh, hey, classmates running around. I went up to high school right by the San Fernando Mission. See, this I'm revealing. It used to be called Our Lady Queen of the Angels High School Seminary. It is now called Bishop Alemany High School. Bishop Alemany High School used to be up here. This is the remnants of that school. It's now a self storage center. Oh, that's funny. But this was Bishop. There it is, Bishop Alemany football field. If the baseball, oh my God, I played on this field, folks. This is the field I told you. I pitched on this park, and I threw a curveball to this guy that he hit it so hard it hit the fence. By the time I turned around, man, he just nailed it. But anyway, that's way off topic. I played on that field, but this was my high school. And oh, they got rid of the baseball field. Oh my gosh, bigora. This is where our baseball field used to be. I can't believe it. They've made so many changes. But this is my high school right here. I went to this school. These are the old dorms right here, the A and B dorms, the C and D dorms. And this was not here at the time. You could just cross over. But these are the classrooms all around the chapel right here. That's what this it's a beautiful place. I was fortunate to be able to go there. Yep. Oh my goodness. We would stay up late at night and we would wait for everything to close down, and we would be under the pews. It was crazy. It was beautiful. Yes, this is my old high school. It was boys only back then, but Bishop Alamany made it co-ed. There's another thing I missed out on. That I have a yearbook picture where we're all standing right there. It is cool. Anyway, our study hall was right over here, but this is right next to the San Fernando Mission. This over here is the mission. This is the original building right here, Misión San Fernando Rey de España. It is amazing. And of course, this was the school. Now, the seminary at one time encompassed this entire property here, right here. And this was always known as the East Side. But since there was only about 158 students that went there, we were all able to be housed right here. So it was kind of cool. This is the San Fernando Mission Cemetery. Richie Valens, there it is. There's the grave marker for Richie Valens. I've been there, I've seen it. But in my time, this was the grotto. It was a beautiful place to spend, and there was a fence here because this was a school. Yeah, this was our swimming pool. That was a nice place. Uh, you used reformed a little fast and loose. Yes, this was a beautiful place right here, and it was just absolutely amazing. But yeah, this whole thing, Bob Hope Memorial Garden, not when I was there. Nuh-uh. This was our grotto. This was an absolute beautiful place. The Stations of the Cross, for those of you that are of that faith and belief, know what I'm talking about. And there was, I believe it was right here. It's one of these. It was a former seminarian that died young, and in his will, he asked to be buried as close as he could to the school. And at the time, this was the school. This grotto is now an extension of the cemetery, which I think is sad because that used to be the school grounds. I don't know if, in fact, that is the grave of Bob Hope. Yeah, there's no images. The Bob Hope Memorial Garden. Oh my goodness, this was not there when I was there. No, it's changed. I don't know if that's right. I think someone may have screwed up their images. But anyway, so that was a little bit about me. I was a fortunate punk. I was able to attend this high school, and it was a far, far, far away place from where I lived over here in Commerce. Not exactly that's the Citadel, but I was around there, just outside of the downtown circle over here. That's where I grew up. A little bit about my life, and wow, yeah, all the blue spots that you see are places that I've been in in the United States. The green flags, as you know on Google, means you want to be there. So there are many places that I still wish to go. I am hopefully going to get this one checked off. Oh, that's Thomas's old restaurant, Faux Grace or Pho Grace. But you see, I've been out here to Florida and Georgia. I've been out here to Virginia and Maryland, D.C. Been out here, Ohio, Chillicothe. Yep. Yeah, there it is. Le Gourmet Chef. That used to be Kitchen Collection. And a lot of other places. And I've been to Alaska. That's what the blue dots are. The green flags are where I want to go. So just a little bit about me. And I mean, there are other places that I've been in Mexico when I was much smaller. My sister will be able to tell you, but all the blue ones is where I've been. I've been to Salt Lake. I've been to Colorado, right here, Arizona, Utah, Nevada. I've been to Oregon, Washington. So how many states have I been to? Counting Alaska, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I count California? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm hoping to do that, yes. So I guess I've been to 14 states and the District of Columbia. But folks, if I ever fell in love with a place, it was Alaska. I, of course, landed in Anchorage. You see all the blue ones that I've been. I've been down to Portage. As a matter of fact, on my Facebook page, this is where for those of you that know me, you've been to 36 states? Wow, that's crazy. But look, down here, Lands End, right here. I was about here, somewhere in the parking lot, when I took a picture looking that way. And that is what I have on Facebook. Sorry, these are people I follow. There it is. That's the view of the Time Bandit. So that gives you an idea. And that is, I tell you, that was one of my favorite ships, watching Deadliest Catch, which I thought was really, really cool. So, sorry, let me go back here. So, yeah, that's Land's End. I've been all over there. And this is where I met the young lady from Irvine who had moved up to Alaska. And actually, I met her right here at this Homer Baycrest Overlook Point. It was a nice place. She was really nice. And her great regret was that she had moved up to Alaska sooner. Like, oh man. So all this route, it took me about 4 hours to drive down from here all the way back to Anchorage, just to give you an idea. So you've been to Paris Airport, Holland Airport, and Ghana twice. Yeah. I've met Jonathan. Which one? Who? So all through here, and this is the Alaska Conservation Center, which is really neat. I've been there. That was cool. And that Saturday that I went there when I was in Alaska, oh my God, look, here it is. This is where I slipped and fell. Okay, that's where I was staying at the extended stay. It was like somewhere around here on 6th Street. Or no, I think it was up here on 4th or 5th. Yeah, there was some black ice, and I slipped and fell, twisted my ankle, bruised my heel. Oh, you've met Jonathan Hillstrand. Oh, wow. Folks, I know we're not doing dating relationships. We're going to get back to that right now. But for me, I did. I was hooked on Deadliest Catch. And I remember the episode, I believe it's in the 3rd season, where the Time Bandit was watching another ship from a distance, and this little kid crawled out on the outside, and he was trying to set the pods, and a wave came and took him. Because the Time Bandit was there, they were able to move in. They had one chance to pull that kid out of the water, and they did. And what was so awesome is up until that point, Time Bandit, its season was, oh, it was bad. There was nothing. It was bad. They hadn't earned anything. But as the narrator said, it looks like the gods decided to shine down on them for saving a life. Because after that, each and every pod they pulled up was full. I never forgot that. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. When I drove up here, this is Palmer. That's when I went over to check out that super secret site out here in Alaska, the HARP facility. I've been there. I was there. That's the HARP research facility where supposedly the United States can control the weather. That's funny. I was there. Glen Ellen. I walked into Glen Ellen, the store. I've been there, the hub of Alaska. Bag of Doritos, $8.99, and a gallon of gas was $4.60. That was funny. But it was here where I was in, what's the city? This is Sarah Palin's city. What's the name of that city? Oh my goodness. Is it Wasilla? Yeah, I think it's Wasilla. I was leaving the Carl's Jr. and I saw 2 black SUVs, like Suburbans. It looked like someone was getting in the car, and I'm like, nah, no way, no way. But she lives in Wasilla. So anyway, and I drove about as far as here. I think that, oh yeah, I went into that city. But anyway, sorry, folks. I way off topic, and yeah. See, I've been to Seattle 7 or 8 times in the last few years. I love it out there so much. Such a beautiful area. Yes, I've been to Seattle once myself. It is an absolutely gorgeous place. But I was in the southern part of Alaska. From the very tip, the furthest you can go on a paved road is Homer, Alaska, and I went as far north. Well, no, I think I was far north over here, getting close to Denali. But I was up there at the HARP research facility, which is run by the University of Alaska, but yet it's a super secret facility that can alter the weather. So whatever, but that's okay. So sorry, I'm way off topic. What a shock. My name is Roger. Have we met? And that's just a few of the things that I've done. Now you all know that my brother passed away on the 7th, and he wanted to go to he wanted me to take him to the crater, and I never was able to arrange that trip. So I am going to go back to the Meteor Crater in Arizona, which is just west of Winslow, Arizona, or about 38 miles or 38 minutes. Well, it depends how fast you drive. 30-minute drive. uh, East of Flagstaff. I'm going to be doing that one sometime next year. And I believe I'm going to be heading up to Bakersfield because he wanted to go to a gun show in August, I think on the 10th. And I may do that. Not this Saturday coming up, but oh, wait a minute. Is it this Saturday? I think it is. It's next Saturday. I will, after the sports program, I will probably run up there with my older sister. And we'll see. But all right, sorry. I'm all over the place. Let me take another sip of. I'm going to open up my Coke soda and we'll see. So, is my emotional support human still here? I just want to know. I know she said she was going to be leaving, but I don't know. She might still be here as I bore the audience right now. Yeah, she's probably gone, but it's all right. Um, all my life, I've had the difficulty. Yeah, it is this Saturday, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna. I think my older sister Rose and I are gonna head up there just because he had several requests, and I think we just need to see them through, and I think that's what we're gonna do. So now it looks like my emotional support human, she left. Good for her, because I know it's late where she's at right now. So all right. Um, I was talking to my classmate who shall go by the name of Jorge this past Saturday, or no, this past Thursday. And I did tell him that I was surprised when I thought back of look, I only had two girlfriends. Two girlfriends. And then I met my wife. That's it. I didn't date very much before I met her. I did ask girls to go out. It was the most traumatic thing that I could ever do. It was very difficult, but I did do it. I did do it in Alaska, though. Oh my gosh. I was on a high when I was in Alaska. It was a massive confidence, and it lasted when I got back from Alaska. I was on a high for 7, 8 months, then it went away. And it 2022 was amazing for my confidence. Being up in Alaska was just unreal. But um, I've told you I have the guilt of taking care of that individual. So I don't know. What does Elizabeth say? You're just stuck with your chaos creating creature. I'm the opposite of hope. Well, come on over and join us. And maybe you want to share some stories. I It was the most difficult thing that I would have to do to ask someone out. And I wouldn't know them first. I never went up to well, actually when I was in Alaska, I did go up to several strangers, which was shocking. That's why I missed that place. Went up to three different people. Even to this day, I think that's a figment of my imagination. I think I'm just making it up. I think I spoke to a deer, and somehow that changed into me asking three people. One of them I feel real bad. She was working, and I asked if I could meet her for a meal, and at one, yeah, there was a line of people at that place. That one I definitely I was wrong. You shouldn't ask people when they're working. They just want to work. They want to get through their shift. You shouldn't do that. And I think I talked about it in episode one or two, the do's and don'ts. You really shouldn't hit on someone when they're working. And I understand that, and I need a little bit of help here from the audience. There are not waiters and waitresses. They're all waiters. So if I refer to a waiter, I'm hetero, folks. So I'm not talking about male, I'm talking about female. And so you should not hit on a waiter. So being hetero, sorry. It's just there are videos on YouTube they talk about it and they say, look, we're just trying to do our job. We're trying to work and then we want to get home. So I remember my parents, I went with my parents to a Sizzlers on, was it Imperial Highway right by the 5? That Sizzlers is gone now. Oh my goodness. The waitress, she was so nice. Wasn't being flirty or anything, but I was single at the time. Well, I don't think I was single before I got married. And I left her my business card. Of course, she never called. But I do remember doing that. Was probably one of the bravest I ever did, but I left it with the tip. So I think the reason why she didn't call was because of the value of the tip. Oh, so if there's someone out in public and they're working, I I don't want to interrupt them while they're working. So, ugh. And then if you wait for them after work, I mean, guys, come on, that's beyond creepy, right? Is that what you're supposed to do? So, Liz, if you have a moment, come on, join us. Don't worry about it. You're on this morning. It was only 12 hours ago. And anyone else, folks, why don't you give us a shout out? Why don't you let us know who you are and where you hail from? It helps me out. And oh, Hope, I got a like from Hope. Didn't even, oh my goodness, didn't even see that. So I have spent a lot of time on YouTube when it comes to dating videos. As I told you, there's Marnie, the wing girl. We had a chance to interview her before she hit it big, and I couldn't believe that we didn't get around to interviewing her. I'm gonna try to reach out to her and see if we can interview now. She's really cool. I watch her videos, but being in the static situation that I am, I'd never put them into practice or anything. But she is one, and there's this English young lady. Oh my God, she's cute as a button. She's really, really good, and I love her dating videos. But a lot of them, when you take them in their purest form, if they say, "Oh, here are the 13 possible things" or whatever, sometimes they contradict, and it's just very difficult. It's just very difficult. You'll never find me agreeing with norms. I am my own person, and I will do whatever I feel like. If you're comfortable asking, if you're comfortable asking someone out working, do it. I'm not going to tell anyone to not do it. I just had mentioned in the videos that people have told them, the ones doing the video, that you shouldn't do it at that time. I did it when they were working. So I agree with you there, Lethal Migraine. I've done it. So I don't know. Um, it's I'm gonna come across as really sounding old right now, but you guys all know my age. There were fewer days ahead than there are behind me. And I don't know. I'm just That's part of the reason why this program exists. Is I myself want to learn. And yes, I have a tortured psyche because of all the things I've been told in my life. I've mentioned to you that I learned early on that it was easier to rule by fear than it would be to be loved. And what I mean is that somewhere in my sophomore year, the light went on and it clicked. And I was no longer that shy individual per se. I was responding, I was talking, and I was mouthing off. And it turned out that I was quicker than my peers and many people in my universe. I was quick at a comeback, retort, whatever, a put down. We called them put downs. And the secret was that I learned that you just have to be paying attention and knowing that people aren't expecting it. If you're able to come up with about 7 to 10 easy responses that you commit to memory, you can have a comeback ready to go. And they're just variations. And when you learn to have those comebacks ready to go and when you can use them, people are like, oh, wow, that was quick, whatever. Well, I used it so that people wouldn't insult me because they did. I've told you this already that the only recourse some people had was to put down my appearance, and so be it. I remember my sister when I was much younger saying, "Oh man, you're gonna break a lot of hearts." Like you mean mirrors, right? But I remember she told me that, and her friends would say, "Oh my God, you're gonna break all these hearts." I don't know. I missed out on that. So I just heard so many things growing up. I told you what my mama told me, and what other people around me, and I got it. I understood. I was like, okay, I don't have that. I have no singing voice. Can't dance. Dude, 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out, baby. Could I have learned how to dance? I secretly tried for a while. It just wasn't there. Elizabeth says, honestly, if you feel a spark or connection, run with it. Don't be uncomfortable about it. Open yourself to being loved. Well, I'm doing this damn program. I have the app on in Facebook, the dating app, and I thank Hope for her advice on cutting down stuff. And I probably still have some other things that I have to do on it. I have to change the picture. I haven't gotten around to that. And I appreciate the commentary that she shared with me. And the image that I have does make me look older. And I've come to that. So I've got to, you know, got to get rid of this. Got to take a better picture. So I'm going to do that. So your sister's right. Your mom was extremely wrong and messed you up. Probably. So, and remember, I told a story of what she said. She just told the truth. That's all it was. She didn't tell me. It's just, yeah, she said some things that have stayed right there. But anyway, and I thank you for that. So I'm here, and yeah, I'm communicating. I have noticed that I have quite a few friend invites now on Facebook, female friend invites. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are. I guess they found me on Facebook. I don't know. And I look to see if there are any connections because, it has the mutual friends. None of them are mutual friends. But I'm able to pick out the fake ones. There are a few of those. And those are easy. Just get rid of those. But there are some that are very detailed. And I've never, ever known. They've never commented in the chat room. They have never done anything that gave me to believe that there was a connection. Maybe they did see this program, and it doesn't hurt to just look around a little bit and you figure things out. In today's world, it's very easy to make those connections. So I don't know. I don't know. I am, there were some things that were going on with the family. So I pulled back from that. I'm the responsible one that has to take care of them, and I continue to do so. No, well, I can't see if they've actually followed. It won't show me that who's followed me, but it shows a number of people that have followed me, but I can't see the list for some reason. I've tried for years and years and years. But I don't know. I I just haven't responded to them. I think there's two of them that I have right now that I just haven't responded to, and I haven't finished my investigations yet. So I want to see if they're real, I suppose. So be naive. I don't know when someone is just being very friendly. I when I'm out on my own, or even when my daughter's with me, I think I've told you this. I try to make people laugh. I I try to be sharp, not for the intent of, hoping to get a date with whoever. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's male or female, if they're a cashier, an attendant, or whatever. If I can make someone laugh, I try to do that. And I can get some people that will really laugh and enjoy, and they'll make eye contact and hard eye contact. And I'm trying, like, okay, are they just laughing or did I create some interest? I don't know. And some people would say, dude, you're just buying food or you're at the market or whatever. I'll tell you, I'm that guy. Oh, on another tangent, that I've crossed paths with people in the market, and I marked the date and time, and I'm there next week at the exact same time to see if I find them, and I don't. I won't admit as to how many times I've done that. Oh my god. Oh man. I don't know the signs. I don't know the signals, and I'm sure I've missed. I'm sure I've missed, and that's why I appreciate the comments from everyone that we get on these programs. And I'm gonna start coming up with specific topics and subjects that we're gonna be talking about in advance, and hopefully you'll want to everyone it you want to join me. I can bore the crap out of you in a history lesson. I can talk sports to you. I can do current events, but doing a relationship thing where I'm just talking to the camera, that's difficult. It's good to have someone that you can speak with, but I am thankful for your comments. By my parents' house, there used to be a Vietnamese restaurant I would go to every Saturday because there was a gorgeous lady from Tibet that worked there. Yeah, yeah. I, I have kept many restaurants open because of that. Hell, whenever the economy turns down, I believe it's my obligation to prime the pump in a pure economic sense. For you economy majors, you know exactly what I mean by priming the pump. Everyone else, you take it however you want. And speaking of priming the pump, hey, don't do that. Good evening, Richard, or good morning, Richard. How are you doing, young man?
Not too bad. How you doing, Richard? I mean, Roger.
That's funny.
That's
That
how early it is. That's how.
Lethal Migraine had just posted because I was talking to him about going to restaurants. So here it is, Richard. Check it out. He says, by my parents' house, there used to be a Vietnamese restaurant where I would go to every Saturday because there was a gorgeous lady from Tibet that worked there.
Uh-oh.
She was super pleasant, but I'm a coward and could never find it in myself to ask her out. Oh my god, dude. Yes. Yes. I would be a coward as well. I told the story when I was at that video store in the late 80s. Man, oh my god. I remember it was this Hollywood video store, and they sold collectibles, cups, whatever. They sold movies. They didn't rent them per se. And it was at the Montebello Town Center. Oh my god. Every time I went in there, this young lady, oh my god, I had wonderful conversations with her. And then when I finally realized that I was going to ask her out, I said, "Well, dude, you got to find out and see if they're married first, because I'm blind." And
Well,
on
that's
the
a good idea.
day, yeah, I finally thought I had it right and whatever. And I walked out. I'm like, okay, I get all the information. I'm like, ah, oh, pendejo, you didn't check to see if there was a ring on there. And I forget what happened, but as is the case, I never did ask her out. But oh my goodness, that is one that I still remember her to this day. I still do. She was really nice.
Yeah.
And I don't think she was just being that way. But Richard, again, thank you for
Yeah.
heeding my call, my cry for help. Thank you. And we're
Well, I
talking
did. I'm
about
glad I didn't hear it, but I woke up and realized, oh man, Roger's on.
uh,
I thought I might see Hope here, but I guess she is not.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
but
What is the worst
but
they
we
could
never.
say? No.
But we've all been there and done that, Raj. I mean, don't lack the courage. We were courage the cowardly dog, and we, we failed to pull the trigger, and then, but that gives us time to imagine that she would have said yes instead of like, you know, what would have asked? She would have said yes, but in real life, she probably would have. We don't know the answer, and
We don't.
but back then, we just and I can see lethal because you don't know. I mean, sometimes those cultures or the parents will be closed off to the mixing of the races too. So, I mean, that's another thing to consider. I mean, I don't know how the Vietnamese are, but you know how the Chinese are, and sometimes the Japanese. I'm not saying it's racist. I'm just saying when you have grandparents or parents, they may not be, happy about it. So, I mean,
That's really interesting. If we talk about races and stuff, um, my first two girlfriends were. Oh, wait a minute.
but I'm not saying that would have been
Ooh.
the case. I
My
just
first
don't know.
girlfriend was Latin, and then I actually did try to pursue someone. She was a coworker. She was Chinese. She was Chinese. She was really cool. She had no interest whatsoever. She was really cool. She knew though. She wasn't stupid. She was old and she was older than I was. Wow.
Wow.
And and then of course after and her name was Rebecca. I won't say her last name. Actually, I've never talked about her. That's when I was at Thrifty Drug. And after her, I met Lisa. And being ignorant, she was white. Okay. She was Anglo. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And I asked Lisa to marry me. She said yes, but it didn't come to pass. Um, After that, it was another young lady that I chased after. She was Latin. Damn, I actually did. Yeah. Her name was Olivia. And, but I found out that I was getting two timed. She never committed to a relationship, but in my mind, I was dating her. We went out all the time, man. I mean, we did.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
And but she was promised to someone back home, and I found out about that later. And I that is one that after I met my wife, I got a message from her through the family that she asked how I was doing, whatever. And I remember the person giving me the message. I never want to hear of her ever, anything ever again. And that was probably the angriest I'd ever been with anyone. I did talk about her in the other episodes. She was a bit aristocratic. She was a bit prim and proper. Oh my God, she had an hourglass figure, and there was an air about her. When we would go out to a restaurant, whether the placemats are there or not, she would put a napkin on the table where the plates and everything were going to go. And I, to this day, still do that. I picked that up from her, and I remember that when I found out that I mean, she knew what was going on. She went out with me all the time, but she was engaged. That one, that one sucked. That one really did. But she eventually got married to this guy, and I understand that they divorced. I do not wish her ill or anything. It's just, damn, it sucks to be the other person, not even knowing that you're the other person. That sucks, dude.
Hmm.
For the
I,
last 16 or 17 years, I've dated almost all foreign people. Thankfully, they've all had very open-minded families who had no issues with the white guy showing up. You've shared a bit on Facebook, Lethal Migraine, which is really cool. All your trips. I was like, wow, dude, you've gone a long way. After Olivia, of course, I met my significant other. And that one happened fast. I told you. I went out on a date with her, and the week after, we were an item. 3 weeks after that, I asked for her hand in marriage on September 11th. And then on October 31st, Halloween, my family officially got together with her aunt and uncle because her mom was in Mexico. And we asked for her hand. And we were married on June 12th, less than a year. Some people say that was fast.
some,
Yeah, I don't know.
but there is. I don't know what is fast. I mean, there are people that have gotten married the same day
Yeah.
when they're in Vegas. I mean, or not even in Vegas. Not even a Vegas wedding, but
Britney Spears.
or a shotgun wedding or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. There is no secret ingredient. I mean, some people get married so quickly and it lasts, you know, till death do them part, and sometimes it does. You don't. There's no really secret ingredient to it. So I mean, it's really, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, Raj? I mean, you just don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
Mine went for 26 years. Legally, it was 31. But in my mind, it was 26. Yeah. So I get you. I was fortunate. And I've had people tell me, come on, you saw the signs. I think I said this already. Says, no, I didn't. I didn't. So I
Yeah,
don't see the
maybe.
signs. I didn't see them in my own backyard, folks. All I know, and I told you, it's the difficulty that I struggled with. My father provided me a genuine middle class life. Everything. I never provided that for my family. Mine was a working family. And yes, I love it how most people think that they're middle class. I'm like, no. Statistically, the answer is no. It's upper class, middle class, working class, and then what they say is the working poor. So I was working class. I provided my family a working class life. So I was having a conversation, Richard, with someone earlier about Legos, that there were family members that I had, aunts and uncles that had Legos, and they wouldn't even let me see them when I was like under age 10. And I knew they had them. I was like, what the hell did they think? They really thought I was going to break the stuff. And I never had a chance to see their Legos. And I was just, but I'm not, I was never that kid to destroy stuff. But this particular family member who has passed away, not my brother let me play with his Legos. I didn't have Legos growing up. Folks, I was far from deprived. Our property in Commerce was immense. It was a 3 bedroom house, but the property was 200 feet by 50. In the city, that's a massive backyard, dude. And I grew up back then. I had a lousy drainage system, so I had Dagobah every time it rained. God, it was beautiful. It was great. I loved and I was privileged to have that. So I had made one promise that my kids would always have Legos. And Gmo today mentioned that. She goes, "Oh yeah, we had so many Legos. I remember we had the entire city of Lego." I was like, "Wow, you remember that?" That was cool. I always wanted to make sure that my daughters had Legos.
Well,
At least I did that right. I don't know about everything else.
yeah, well, as long as they like your Legos that you got them.
Well, I got them the city ones. I got them. There were Star Wars ones. There were Harry Potter. I
Okay.
they I was so happy when Gmo admitted that today. She goes, "Oh my God, we had the entire city." One of the favorite ones we had was the yellow emergency rescue helicopter. from the city. It was immense, man. 4 blades, and it had a hook that came on the side so you could bring up stuff to it. You know, it was a rescue helicopter. God, it was beautiful. It was nice.
Well, at least they didn't have the reverse effect when like you're going, "Oh my gosh, Dad, all you got us was Legos. Oh my God, you that sucked ass." But at least she enjoyed them. You know, it could have.
Yeah.
I mean, in your attempt to make sure they had Legos, it could have backfired. Said, "Oh my gosh, Dad, it's all you got us. Oh my gosh, you have Legos out the ass. You know, come on."
Yeah, you know what? Didn't get that. They had every video game system.
So,
Every it's not that it was a struggle or anything. It's just I made sure that they had stuff. And like I said, my sister Alma, who was in earlier, growing up, she spoiled me a great deal. I know she said earlier she was taking the fifth right there. And he or she got me a lot of the Star Wars toys back in the late 70s and early 80s. And I was fortunate. I had a lot of the toys. So, like I say,
well, that's awesome. That is awesome.
I was lucky there. But growing up in my backyard, dude, I mentioned that my mother was, well, both my mother and my father were skilled in many things. But my mother, her level of creativity, um, I think I told you guys that. Remember when beer and soda used to arrive at stores and they had a cardboard like carrier that you would put the 6 packs in and they would bring them into the store? Well, we would use those cardboard boxes and my mother would build floor plans where she would create the house using cardboard. And it was really amazing. And I got that from her. I built a lot of my toys. I had at one point, Richard, close to 80 or 90 action figures. And they were from Buck Rogers to Battlestar Galactica to Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever. It's because I had Echo Base growing up. You needed stormtroopers, you needed rebel soldiers, you couldn't get away with one, dude. You needed a whole line, to man the trench or the border, whatever. Oh, that's funny. The Latin guy says man the border, but anyway, Elizabeth says I got married after an on and off relationship, military issues 20 years ago on September 11th. I figured out my marriage was over about 4 years later when all he wanted to do was play games or go gaming. Just recently, I say paperwork that he's putting down single under married status. I may be legally married, but I consider myself not to be anymore. I hear you, Elizabeth, and I thank you for sharing that. I hear you. Yeah. Um, when she asked for the divorce, it was in early October, and I was watching a playoff game in 2019. And I already told you this, and I marked it on Facebook, and I put a place saver. My memory was, I am marking this because I need to mark it. Well, what is it? Duh. And I was like, yeah, F off. It's not for you. It's for me. I'm saving this because it happened in the evening, and the only thing I wanted to remember that, and it's in the first few days. I guess I could look back. I don't want to in 2019, the playoffs, whatever. Right before COVID, dude. October 2019. Wow.
Yeah.
That was such a long time ago now, huh?
Right.
Lethal Migraine says his last girlfriend is here in the Twin Cities, but she's originally from Kolkata, India. Everyone that I've known, and I mentioned them, they were either here from the United States or two of them were from Mexico. Actually, actually, my high school sweetheart was born in Mexico as well. So I dated Hispanic. I I chased after Asian. I never, that was a no. And Um, I dated not that I see colors because I don't, but I've I've reached across the ethnic barriers.
Mm.
I did know about this. Danny Bonaducci got married on a blind date. They stayed married for 11 years. Yeah.
Yep.
When was the last time you asked someone out, Richard? Or if you don't want to say that, if you really want to go way back, like, how did you ask them out? Yes, I'm asking you for your game, Richard.
A game. I had a game. Wow.
I don't have game, dude. I don't. That's why
Wow.
I'm here on a Saturday night, or for you, a Sunday morning.
Wow. I know I didn't have any.
Oh, as evidenced by my life, I don't have game.
You just, I don't know. I didn't have any game. I just, I don't know what, there was nothing that, I don't know. You just ask them out. I mean, you make a little joke and get them to laugh and get talking, and then you hope that that leads to a date. But it's. I think I don't know. I just and the last time I asked someone out was last decade, at that. So I mean, it's just for right now. I don't know. I'm still. Never mind. I'm just still burned out. So I just really have
I hear
no
you.
inclination to do any game right now.
Oh man, I think you and I are going to be stuck on that phrase for a little bit. That'll be funny.
So that's
I
where
had
I'm
no
at right
game.
now.
I had no preseason. I had nothing. I had no practice, no off season. Actually, I think I was eternally in off season mode.
I don't know. I mean, in a way, I don't know. So
Richard saddled you to a lady and told her she is beautiful and would be honored to spend time getting to know her. Saddled up. Oh, Richard saddled up to a
I
lady and
settled
told
it.
her yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And well, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't that. It depends on where you're at. I mean, it wasn't that hard when I was in college. Because you would talk to somebody in a class or something. It wasn't. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, what I mean by it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard to ask someone out because you had something in common, maybe a class, or you saw them saw them around or something. But it wasn't like it was something daily. It might be semester or 2 semesters, but
Yeah.
eventually you would ask someone out, and sometimes I had that hard time of reading signals, so I you know sometimes I was hard it was hard for me to pick up the flirty signals or whatever, and
So you did
sometimes
have
that
that difficulty as well.
sometimes that led to them getting mad at me because I wouldn't pick up on it. And for some reason it would it would just end because she was mad at me because I did not pick up on her flirtations. So and then she'd get mad and be like, "Oh man!" So that ended the friendship. Even like, but but I didn't want to make that mistake where I thought every woman that talked to me wanted to go out with me either. I didn't want that kind of mentality where, oh yeah, she's talking to me. All these women want me. And it's like that's not the case. Sometimes they just want to talk to you. They don't want to, go out. So
Right.
and so and it's even harder today because I mean it depends because the way things have changed. I mean, if you ask someone out, then you're creepy or you're what. It's especially hard for a white man nowadays because then we're all creepy and we're all pervy and we're all white privileged for some reason. And I'm not white privileged. I may be one of those. like I told you before, I wanted to start a show called, Colonial White Man, because why not? That's what I
Oh my
think.
God, I forgot about that, dude. I think we should still do that.
Because I mean, I, I don't know, and well, that's what If that's what if you want to label me that, well, then I'll go along with it.
Oh,
Colonial capitalist white man.
you know I've never labeled you. I love screwing you, dude, all the time. But I mean, come
Yeah,
on, man.
yeah, but I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
talking about others.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, in general today, from what I hear, from how how we are now being
I
the
I
we're
don't
now we're more of
know,
the enemy. The white
and
man. Here come the white man.
I don't know when that happened, and I myself could easily be responsible for some of that being a minority,
Well,
but
the
I
thing
consider
is,
myself
yeah,
privileged.
but everyone, like younger generations, they talk about being inclusive, but then some of us are being left out again. So
Yes,
it's not all inclusive, you know, and that leads, so it's one of those things. Well, yeah, we're inclusive except all the white men and whoever else they want to throw in there, and it's difficult. And I don't know how. I mean, that's what you read online, but you don't know how much that is, how big that movement is. You know, that could just be the minority that gets the keyboard warriors that keep on Reddit that just keeps screwing with us, or X, or whatever you want to call it, or where else they post that crap. You know what I mean, Raj? You don't know. And being a white man and supposedly still the majority, we can't fight back because then we're racist. We can't, even though we know that women are now have been the majority for a long time, but yet they still get.
shh. If they figure that out, where it's like the Planet of the Apes, dude, we're screwed.
Yeah. Well, but you see that none of these programs have switched over to us. We don't have any of these. Well, the white man's a minority, so now he gets he gets privileged to get these contracts or get a business. We're still left now. We're left out in the cold. But I don't know if though. I understand. I don't think women need that anymore. I mean, it's nice that they have it, but do women really still need all these programs to get their businesses started? I'm not trying to be a sexist. I'm just saying how much of this is still needed in 2024. And if it is still needed in 2024, we have not come very far since 1964. Wouldn't
No,
you agree, Raj?
100%.
Or wouldn't you agree? Like, well, you're on your own, man. You're on your own. I will.
No,
Not,
Richard, 100%. I hear you. Um,
I mean,
Richard, a lot of
there's
stuff
more.
that you're telling me right now, I actually learned a lot of. Did I tell everyone that when I took geography, I I love geography. I mean, that's part of my study when I was in college. It was geography, history, and political science. But I discovered uh, social geography the next semester. Dude, a lot of the stuff that you're mentioning, I was reading about that in the 80s. And I was fortunate that the textbooks at the time were still kind of what some people would say bland or maybe actually educated. That stuff doesn't exist anymore. A lot of stuff that you say, dude, I get that
Well,
from
yeah,
reading that
that's
and learning that.
well. I guess when I was going to school, we actually had the history books that might have been a little biased, but they
Yeah.
didn't leave shit out. I mean, stuff out.
Yeah.
You mean you learn this stuff, and but as you got into the mid '80s, and then elementary schools would start changing things or leaving things out, and it's like, oh my gosh. So that's what's leading to stuff today. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to tell anybody. I mean, if we're white and we're colonial, well, then that's just the way it is. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, we've already left. We've already left England. What else can we do to be uncolonial?
Mhm.
There's nothing else. There's nothing. I mean, well, how would you fix it? I mean, how do you fix? Biden just can't sign an executive order to say no. Well, all white men are uncolonial now, and they have to act this way. I don't know what the answer is for us.
Yeah.
But but like but right now we're the punching bag. until they switch it to something else. And
You might be almost Salem witch trial punching bag, dude.
yeah, so
It I don't know how you guys.
so that's what I am. I'm also, you want me to be toxic masculinity? Well, then screw it, I'll be it. I mean, come on. I mean, if you're gonna accuse me of it, well, then I'm gonna be it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I don't come off that way, and maybe I do. Who cares? I don't know. I mean, I don't know the rules to that either. I mean, how do you be? I mean, I don't know what the rules is. I mean, I guess being a man, you're automatically toxic masculine.
Yeah.
You don't.
I've been accused of that, dude. I was accused of mansplaining. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
just said you didn't know. So I took that as you didn't know.
yeah.
So
You
I
did.
would go ahead. Now Liz would probably say, "Yeah, you dumb bastard, you mansplained your way through D-Day and the Battle of Midway." She'd probably say that. Lethal
Well,
Migraine says, "I saw a story last week. A guy wanted to see the difference between being a guy and a woman for job searches. He used an obvious male name and an obvious female name, and he applied to the same 100 jobs. With the woman name, he got responses 10-1 and got interviews as a woman something like 4-1. Yeah. You see, look, no comment.
kind of.
I was mansplaining history right there.
But then they do the opposite. A woman will come on and do an article where she switched it around, and then she'll claim that the results were reversed. If she'll say, "Well,
Yes.
then." So I don't know. I don't know the right or wrong reason, and maybe today that is it. I mean, but when they would do this kind of crap for Vogue or 17 back in the day in the 80s, the woman would always come on the bottom of that, right? So
Yeah.
now I don't. Maybe it has switched over. And it's also generational. I mean, people are hiring so many amounts of Xers and Boomers and Zers, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, it's and that's so I mean, right there is kind of racism because they said, well, I'm going to hire so many Boomers, I'm going to hire so many Xers.
Quotas.
So I don't know the answer. I mean, we're stuck. We're still stuck in this place where not everyone can be inclusive and don't be judged on their experience and their performance. We're judged on our race or our generation or what have you, Raj. And that's been going on forever, but still.
You said it right there, judged. You haven't even opened your mouth and you've already been judged. And I knew that, Richard, in the 90s.
Just to see my bright light bulb of a white face, it's like, here he comes.
I didn't mean that.
He's coming to mansplain. He's, here he comes. He's gonna give us the shit. It's like I don't give a crap, but and I mean I understand. I mean, but that could be said about almost any race too, right? I mean, it's not like,
dude, they told me.
Yeah, I mean, Latinos or I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, it still goes on, right? I mean, so I don't until this, with this country now not being as united as we think we are, or being so divisive, that even comes into play. I mean, it's weird how this is going on. I mean, do we need another Hawaii to unite this country?
I have been talking about that since 1990.
I mean, I don't want it. I mean,
I don't either.
I mean, I don't want that or another trade center. I mean, that'd suck ass too. But right now we're divisive, and I don't know what would unite us without something stupid like that. You know what I mean, Raj? I mean, that sounds
sure do.
It sounds bad. I know it does.
It does, and I'm glad you say it as well. Look, I
let the white man say it. Yeah, I get it, Roger.
I was talking about us needing a Pearl Harbor event to unite the country, and sure enough, 9/11 came around. I thank God I didn't have video to record it, but years ago I said, we got to thin the herd. The chlorine is not working in the gene pool.
Yeah,
we have to thin the herd. And when this stuff happened, don't get me wrong, I wasn't cheering for it, folks, but
you're right.
In conversation, like Richard is saying, hey, we need something like that.
You know,
Shove all the commies east of the Mississippi and all the sane people west of the Mississippi. Well, guess what, young man? I'm west of the Mississippi and Richard's east of the Mississippi.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But
Although I did like
all
Ohio.
but all these differences between generations have been going on ever since there's been since there's been generations. I mean, when we were coming in to the workforce, we were getting shit, right? At least
My
I,
thing was slow down from the boomers. Yeah, that was
there's like
slow down.
or the Xers were lazy and didn't want to work, like we accuse the Zers of right now. The Xers didn't care; they were nihilists, and that's what we got from
Dude.
them.
Oh, I appreciate. I have not used that word before. You beat me to it, Richard. Nihilist. Good job, buddy. I mean, both Dream and I would have
I'm a
been.
nihilist.
Ooh. I mean, you've heard where Dream and I. We're like, ooh,
Yeah.
nice word. Hey, you got me. I had never used nihilist. Yes.
Yeah.
And it was apropos. Liz says, unfortunately, we lost our unity in 20 years. I remember, folks, that right after 9/11, there were we were in the third or fourth week after 9/11, and I was watching news with my family, and it was ABC News, and they said crime is non-existent. Right? Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, even the criminals were united with us. I know it was said as a joke, but it was true. There was no crime for like 2 months, huh, Richard?
No. Well, you
It was
also had the National Guard running around too. So
Oh, yeah,
it was
that
like
too. Yeah.
we really became a police state, more of a police state after 9/11.
Yes,
And we disguised it as
the Patriot Act.
Patriot Act. That really, it's like, okay, call it what, but it's been happening for ever since this country became a country, that eventually, everything, you know what I mean, Raj? Every event, and that even happened after every war and World War II, what we put the Japanese through with the encampments and all that shit,
Yeah.
and other changes. But anyway, it just seems like, today's generation is so offended by everything.
Yes,
it's
I
just
have a
really
hard time
interesting
with that.
when you watch. Sometimes I'll watch reaction videos on YouTube, and
I
when
don't.
the thing is,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
well, the thing is, I'm a big fan of Airplane, so somehow I found it. And I thought, I was watching this, and like I know it's been 40 years or so for that film, but they don't understand a darn thing about it, and everything that we laughed at, they cringe at.
Well,
All
I think
those
I
jokes.
cringed at the autopilot back then too.
Well,
But yes, it
but
was all funny.
they don't get parody, or they don't want to understand
No, they
parody or
don't.
sarcasm. They don't understand the two African Americans speaking jive, and the old lady.
And the woman that translated for them, that's what made it classic.
And they go crazy. They go, oh my gosh.
Right, Liz? Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
I mean,
Everything in that movie. I understand some of it, where you have the airplane, the Jewish airplane that had a little beard around it. That might have been a little too far, but then again, it was written
that's
by
right.
Jews. Remember these. If it's written by Jewish writers, does that make it offensive? They
Yeah.
threw it in there, right? It wasn't like it was like me. I didn't write the darn, quick, and it just went by real fast. But
I do remember that, yes.
But I'm just saying it was. But it's funny, and at least sometimes I'll understand where they finally get. Oh, that's where "Don't Call Me Shirley" came from, and they finally get that. Sometimes they do get that one, because that was the classic line from Airplane, and still is. Don't call me Shirley.
Yep.
That deadpan response by Leslie Nelson. Because he pulled that off. He was awesome in that film.
And for a man who was a dramatic actor, what incredible classic timing.
Well, they all were. The pilot, the guy from Mission Impossible.
Yes.
See,
Yes.
that's the thing
that's right.
too. is they didn't get they did, some of them didn't understand that he was from Mission Impossible. And I think there was a smoking thing, and they didn't understand what that was from. But he didn't understand that he was Mission Impossible possible before Tom Cruise.
Right. Try putting
But
on Archie Bunker for God's sake, let alone Airplane. Yes. Tiny bit of trivia. We were invited by my sister Alma. She's probably asleep, poor thing, at this point. But they invited us to go over yesterday. Well, they invited me, and I took Gmo along with me. And we saw the Planet of the Apes, the new one, which I'd already seen, which was okay. But then we put on True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. My daughter had not seen True Lies. And yeah, there are some things about it that I know people would get offended with, even for that movie. Because I remember the
oh,
firestorm.
man. Yeah,
Remember about that one, about the way the terrorists were portrayed. Uh,
yeah,
but
and plus, yeah, but back then that was our enemy. I mean, you can say what you want, and I don't know. Is there any blowback? I can't remember any
there was
blowback.
blowback. There was
I
blowback.
mean, not
A little
just
bit.
not just the enemies, but also Jamie Lee Curtis dancing around in her lingerie was. Because for us that was a great scene. I mean,
Okay,
but
wait, Richard. We have to issue one correction.
I don't want to.
Was?
Oh,
Ah, my brother, come on.
yeah,
Was? I just saw it. That was a great scene. And the thing about Jamie Lee Curtis, she never had a moment like that on screen because of all the stuff that she did. And the minute she did that, oh my God, her star, for lack of a better word, blew up.
yeah. Well,
True Lies is a frequent flyer in this house. Love the movie. Yeah. I mean, I saw it again. I hadn't seen it a bit, and Gmo loved the movie because it was exciting, it was fun, and there was a lot. Look, someone had to be the evil people. I mean, like the Latin people have been evil people in movies too. Chinese people have been evil.
yeah.
The terrorists have been. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant something else.
But yeah, I get it, and
Someone has to be evil.
yeah. Well, it can't be all white, but then it'll be racist. So I guess you could switch it around, and instead of using Arnold, use somebody else. Oh, Arnold's a foreigner, so I guess you can use Arnold.
Yeah, you can. Jamie Lee Curtis is great in Trading Places, also on the TV show The Bear. Yes, yes. Um, she was great. Jamie Lee Curtis was absolutely phenomenal in True Lies. I did tell Gmo, I said, Mija, pay attention. In the late 80s and early 90s, and Liz, Lethal Migraine, Richard, please help me out on this. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I
You're
know
wrong.
you're wrong. Thank you. All right, we got it in there. We were in the golden era of stunt people because in the late 80s and 90s, each movie that followed had a bigger stunt event. Remember in 89, Indiana Jones jumping from a horse to a tank? I mean, that was mad. That was a big deal.
Yep.
I told Gmo, I said, watch this sign. And this is when they're on the causeway in Florida, which was done on the causeway. I said, Mija, just pay attention. This is a real stunt. And she had, when he finally reaches down, grabs her, pulls her, and you see the limo go off the causeway and smash into the other side. That was a genuine stunt that they pulled off. I mean, that was
No, there was.
incredible.
This was before. CGI. That wasn't CGI. You
Yeah,
couldn't do
that
it.
was.
This was. Because we still haven't. We were. This was a few years before Jurassic Park when all that. It got a lot starting to get better. But
Yes.
yeah, these were. You're right. You had stunts that got one-upmanship every,
Yes.
every and
Every
but they were
movie.
real.
Yes.
Today when you watch it and you see the plane sequence, you're like, oh, but you understand that you can't have an actual. They couldn't get an actual plane, but still,
Oh God, yeah. But you
but
know
still,
what,
it wasn't that bad. Where they
you
used the
know,
green screen around it. It still wasn't that
Richard,
bad.
it still looks good.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it was way ahead. It looks good. And all the subtle little things. I mean, look, James Cameron is a phenomenal storyteller. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And if you look at the one thing I did notice in high definition, unfortunately, you can make out all the stunt performers. That's the bad thing about the high definition is you can tell all the stunt people. That's the only thing that probably gets in the way. The stunts are getting more and more real and higher in difficulty. Look, and Tom Cruise. Okay, well, look, the stuff that Tom Cruise. Look, ugh, okay, what that psych. I mean, Tom Cruise. Wow,
But
wow,
I
what
know
he
what.
did on the side of the Burj Khalifa. Oh
Yeah.
my God, it goes protocol.
But Tom Cruise is doing something he doesn't need to do in this day and age. And I
Yeah,
mean, but still, in this day and age, actors usually don't do these kind of stunts because if Cruise gets hurt, then they have to shut down production of these big movies that he's doing. I mean, I guess kudos to him for wanting to do his own stunts, but how long can he do it?
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. He broke his leg. Harrison Ford
Yeah,
trying to do a stunt, and they had to shut down production for like what 6 8 weeks.
yeah, they did. I remember reading about that,
Yeah,
and because you'd see it back then. You'd see it on the cover of some magazine or at least you'll see
yeah.
a blurb. Harrison Ford is still out and production has been delayed, and I understand that. And sometimes you want to use the actual actor because you can't get the stunt man to look like him or the actor insists. But today there are actors that say no, let the stuntmen do it. I understand their job.
All the stories say Canal really takes care of his stunt people. Yes, yes. That man, Canal Reeves, lives on a different plane, dude. There are some people that really are out of the norm, and I'm not saying weird. I'm not saying odd. That man is wow. I still remember him when he, dude, and now knowing what he, dude, it's just unreal. Oh, there it is, dude again. And Elizabeth says no, but he loves it and insists on it. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know if they let him, but yeah, if he's an executive producer, yeah, I guess he gets to do it.
Yep, that's a true story too.
Yeah,
And it's going to be, yeah, but he's some actors do that. They insist on letting their stuntmen or people do their job, and they just go, you do that, I'll be over here running my lines for the next scene. So, or they'll watch and go and give them applause. So it's awesome. But
yeah. No, sorry, I was distracted for a moment. I thought I got an email from someone, so I apologize. But it's amazing. And I remember I had taken, speaking of movies and stuff, I had taken girls out on dates to go see movies. I didn't realize, Richard, that a date movie, going to see a movie, was like almost a guarantee that it would lead to something in the theater. And I didn't know that. I didn't understand. There were some brave girls that I took that went with me to drive-ins or walk-ins, and I love going to the cinema. I still love going to the cinema. On Tuesday, Gmo and I went to go and see Kung Fu Panda 3. I didn't recall that movie, Richard. It was like a brand new movie to me, and I enjoyed it. It ran about an hour and a half. It was full of kids because it was on a Tuesday, and it was fun. It was fun hearing people in the theater again. It's like, wow, Richard. I used to go opening night from like 1988 onward. How many of you have gone to opening night on a movie and a walk-in? You've done it, right, Richard?
oh yeah,
There's a fever, there's an excitement. It's an experience being in a theater, especially when you're on fans. Dude, I was there for Star Trek 4. I was there for Star Trek 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I was there for all of them opening day in the theater.
you
I
know,
was there for the Star Wars movies. I was there for Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Oh my God, the movie going experience Um, says I refuse to go opening nights. I don't want to be stuck in a crowded theater. For someone who doesn't like to get in lines, I will get in line for a movie. That I will. Funny how we were talking about that earlier, Richard.
Were, yeah.
I
And
am infamous,
yeah.
and I don't know. Big Dog knows that. I I will get in line for a theater, but it's because it's like okay, I know the movie's going to start at this time, so I know I have to get here at about this time. That's okay. But if I get in line and they say, "Oh, the wait's 30 minutes," I'm like, well, "F that, I'm out." If they say it is 16 minutes, I'm not waiting. Magic number is 15 minutes for me, Richard. I will not wait more than that. I mean, what's the point? Only time I do crowds is airports, hockey games, and concerts. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Lethal Migraine, I have several people in my universe that have not been to a a hockey game, and we're gonna go in October. We normally go in March or April, you know, because that's when I can. Obviously everyone knows. But I have some people that have never been, so we are going in October, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. But I think
Yeah.
like the opening that I went to, I went, well, I went, my mom took me to Star Wars. It may not have been opening night, but it was opening weekend. So I appreciated that. So we went to see that. And that was, I mean, my mom was a science fiction fan.
My
So,
mother too.
so we went, so she's like, well, let's go see, I have no clue about this Star Wars movie
I had no clue.
until it ended. I'm like, oh my gosh! And you had such excitement in your body, and electricity went through my body at the end of this effing movie. So I don't know how you felt after. I mean, you've had the same feeling after watching Star Wars.
Richard, the only thing I would add to what you said is I got home, I sat down on the dining room table, and I started drawing the X-Wing fighter. Dude, exactly what you said. My sister Rose, the evil one, she said, "Oh, there's going to be a part 2." I'm like, "What are you talking what's a part 2? What
Yeah,
is that?" I didn't know what a part 2 was, and I was chaperoning my older sister because they went on a date, and this guy chose Star Wars on opening weekend, and I was the luckiest guy. I don't know, Richard, if it was a Friday night or Saturday night, and Rose doesn't remember either. But I remember being there opening weekend, and I went to see Star Wars about 6 more times in the walk-ins around me at the Garmar in Montebello. Oh my god, I remember that one. And then when The Empire Strikes Back came around in 1980, I was 12 years old. So I was able to go out on my own. And we would go to the New Pacific theaters that had runway lights down the aisle. Oh, it was beautiful. It was awesome. I thought it was Battlestar Galactica, the landing deck.
yeah.
And that's how you could get to your seats. And I saw The Empire Strikes Back that year probably 10, 15 times. Richard, the tickets were 65 cents, dude. Sometimes a buck, depending. Thrifty ice cream, folks, was 40 cents for a triple. The theater was a buck. My mom gave me like $3 to go to the theater, go to Thrifties, and eat food at buy my ticket, get food at the theater, and get ice cream after. I think it was about $5, but dude, that was wow.
Well,
Times were different, huh, Richard?
well, the point is that it costs $5
Yeah, I
for
guess
everything, and we're now
for everything. Yeah,
the concessions cost more than the ticket. So.
yeah, easy, easy,
So I
easy,
mean,
easy.
I mean, when you go out to the theater now, you've got to really okay. I've got my $100, and that
Yeah,
may be an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. I mean, now it's
I don't
not.
know how much of an exaggeration that is, brother.
But but yeah, going back then, I mean, because our theater, like Monday and Tuesday, would have dollar night. You can go in, watch the film for $1.
I think it was 2 for 1 on Thursdays for us, but yes, yes,
But I mean, of course, it's Monday and Tuesday, and who the hell, not many people are going to go to the theater, so to draw us in, they got $1. They do $1. and then you'd spend another couple bucks for popcorn and a pop, and so or whatever else you would get. But anyway, go ahead, Raj.
When Hope comes back, we have to tell Hope this. Hope posted this about an hour when she left the program, and it's a Cajun meme, and it says, "Telling an angry Louisiana girl to calm down works about as well as trying to baptize a cat." So next time Hope shows up, we're gonna have to tell her, "Hey, calm down, calm down." See what happens.
But
Uh,
anyway, but and it's really strange now that what movies make money now, because movies will open and close and be on streaming within a couple weeks, and that's kind of weird where we're at now, far as going to the theater.
folks, I signed up for the Regal Unlimited, and they have three prices. It's 19.99 for the regular theaters, 21.99 for the stadium seating theaters and the regular, and 23.99 is for the recliners, whatever. Meaning, if you get the 23.99, you can go anywhere. And the whole deal with Regal is it's unlimited the number of movies you can see. If you want 3D or IMAX, you have to pay extra for those, a little bit extra, whatever it is. But that's it. Otherwise, it's unlimited 2D movies. Dude, I am losing my mind. I'm loving it. I'm now I'm in my third year of having this. And if anyone likes going, I recommend you guys check out the AMC one, which it's through any three movies a week. And I think it's about the same price, but it's just three movies. The Regal one is any 2D movie. So you could walk in the theater in the morning and you could stay there all day provided there's a seat. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. So I was there on Tuesday. I know Gmo wants to go watch Deadpool. Have you seen Deadpool yet?
Nope,
Are you gonna watch it?
eventually.
Okay.
But it's making bofo,
Yeah.
bucks. So I mean, you know, that was going to be another test to see how well superhero movies are doing. If they're actually were dying or still being well are money makers. You know, but it's Deadpool and Wolverine, so you expect it to
Well,
to do well.
yeah, you hope. um, what was I gonna tell you? Oh, some of the movies I want to see obviously is Deadpool, and we're gonna go see it in a day or two. I do want to see. Here we go. I go to the Regal app, and you see, folks, this is how dumb and harmless I am. I actually want to go see a movie, although my high school sweetheart did want to go see a movie that had already been in the theater for 2 months, and I didn't get it, and the theater was empty.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Roger. My middle name is Dumb. I do want to see Twisters. I do want to go see that Despicable Me 4. I haven't seen Inside Out 2, but my daughter is boycotting Disney, so I don't think she's going to go want to see that one. I want to go see The Quiet Place Day 1. I've seen the original two Quiet Places, and I think those are the only ones right now. I mentioned Deadpool, but yes. And she does not want to go see Borderlands. I do want to go see Alien Romulus, though. Oh, hell yeah.
Hello, anime girl.
Oh, good day, $2 guy. Hello, Richard. The $2 make you holla. Yep. So like I say, I do agree. I recommend you guys check out either the AMC Unlimited or the Regal one. It depends on the theater. that you have in your neighborhood, and it could be $19.99 a month, $21.99, or $23.99. So I like the reclining seats that we have in Laverne. Those are nice. So yeah.
Yep. So yeah, the reclining seats. I mean, then you don't feel, you know how they all you're always packed in, and now they're spreading things out.
Dude, it's crazy how much room there is or how few there are. But they do have they have multiple sizes of theaters now, even at these cineplexes. So as the movie moves through the cycle, they move them from the bigger ones to the smaller ones. And yeah. So, yes, good morning, Aisha. Thank you for joining us. I do want to let everyone know that tomorrow we are going to be doing the ARC episodes 1, 2, and 3. So if you want to go ahead and join us, Marsha Middleton and Elizabeth Olivia Cooper will be joining me. And if any of the co-hosts which wish to follow up, we're going to be doing reviews on the ARC on Sunday nights. So it's a
Uh,
12-week season, but we're going to do episodes 1, 2, and 3 this Sunday, and then we have another 9 after that. So
well, that I mean, why? I mean, I'll be there, of course, but
thank you.
Won't Michael and Greg join us?
No, you mean Michael and Jag? I don't believe they are.
Well, I guess. Well, I thought Greg also liked the art.
No, it's possible Greg is. You're right, but Jag, I don't believe is going to join us. But
That's
we'll
too
see.
bad.
Yeah, we
Because I
were
know
doing
how
it
much
last
I
year.
know how much he loves that show, man. Oh, y'all. I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, Jag
Yeah.
is a big
Oh,
supporter
dude.
of that
No,
show.
you're right.
And
He is a super fan.
so, I mean, so after this, will we be doing it weekly, or will we be waiting
Yes.
every 3 episodes?
No, it'll be weekly.
Okay, I wondered. You know, I was, but 1 through 3, that's a big. That's a lot. I mean, 3 episodes, and
Yeah, well,
where it landed.
what we may do is we may just do 1 and 2, and then the week after 3 and 4, and then we should be caught up. It depends on how well it goes.
Right, but I'm just saying the whole. Well, 3. I mean, 1 was phenomenal. I mean, the premiere.
It actually was, dude.
I mean, we could spend time on that one and then just say, "Oh yeah, we had 2 and 3," but then we just say they were good, but let's move on. But not we won't. But I'm just saying, they get shot off like a rocket on that premiere, right?
Yeah. Yes, and I won't tell you anything other than Michael did share with me someone that we all know, and after episode 1, someone in our universe said, "Well, that was a lousy episode." And and Michael told me, he says, "Are we talking about the same series?" That was funny because I do agree that episode 1, wow, that was that was that was cool.
But yeah.
Am I
So
getting lip from Elizabeth?
I think it's like Roger said. It depends. If it doesn't, we don't spend. If it's we have to play it by ear, right, Roger? I mean, you're saying 1 through 3, but if we go longer with what you would think, then we could always move it to 3 and 4. I mean, right
Yeah.
now it's tentative, right?
Yes.
All
I
right.
readily acknowledge that we need to keep it within a good time frame. So I said, hey, if we can't get to 3, we'll do 3 and 4. So what happened to this, Elizabeth? What happened to this moment a little while ago? How did we go from that to this? Hmm?
Is
As you should. Carry on.
well, just real quick. Is this just a one-off that Jag will miss it?
I believe
Or
both Michael and Jag have serious commitments that they're not going to be able to make it.
I'm just saying, is it every Sunday or just?
I think so. Yeah, it's going to be every
Wow.
Sunday. But I'm figuring that I think that he's not going to be able to stay away. Both of them.
I'm just so used to Jag being a part of it. That's why.
Yeah. But he's a part of all the other interviews, which is really good. So.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're the human bobblehead. Um, I like Jag. He does a good job on the interviews. Plus, he also does a good job reviewing the shows with us when he like he did last year.
Yeah, I was so wishing, I was so hoping. Sorry, Hope. I don't want to take your name in vain,
Jeez.
but
But yeah,
I
we'll
use that word a lot. Now it feels kind of dirty to say that, hope, a lot
yeah, we'll
in the
soldier
same
on.
manner that I do. Yes, we will soldier on. So that one's going to be happening tomorrow. Folks, head on over to ndbmedia.net. August 10th, Ryan Adams from the Ark. August 16th, Diana Bermudez. She's Kimmy Joma. She's the new security officer. Um, August 19th, India Sage Wilson, writer on the Ark. August 25th, Jessica Yemi. You remember her, Naomi Spencer from the Ark. August 31st, Paul Leonard Murray, William Trust himself. August or September 23rd, Madeline Hendricks Lewin, co-producer The Ark. I mean, and Michael told me that he had some others to update, which I don't think he was able to yet. That's wow, it's amazing.
Yep. I mean, yeah. So yeah.
Have you done this yet, Liz? Do do we get video on this, Liz?
Oh my.
That way we know you're not
That's for her.
leading us on.
That's for her OnlyFans page. Her and Jay. So
You know what? God bless them that they have
yeah.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. So. So dating, taking
Hey.
them to movies and whatever, what have you.
Yeah. Well, on my dating page on the Facebook one, it says, I don't know. I'll see. I'll see. You remember Double D, right?
Yeah,
Richard? That's who he's talking about.
yeah, I know. But
I sent her a message within the last few weeks, and I asked her to see if she could return, and she hadn't gotten back to me. So I know she had that stroke a few years ago, and I know she was recovering. She's maintained a low profile on Facebook. She may still be recovering. She may not want to be, because I know she wasn't able to talk for a while. It was significant, the stroke. So I haven't been able to speak to her directly other than a message here and there. So I'm hoping that she will return. And yeah, Double D was another part of it as well. Part of the program. She's been on there for a long time too. She's funny, man. She can be a little airy from time to time, but she's all right. She all right. Well, I know that for next week, since I got back into it, I'm gonna have specific topics for the dating stuff, and I will post them ahead of time. I'll put them in the descriptions, and we'll see. I'm gonna I'm gonna put a link for particular videos that I've watched regarding dating, and I'm gonna ask everyone to watch the video beforehand, and then maybe we can talk about it. Some of the things that they mention on air, like Marnie, your personal wing girl, and a few of the others that I've seen. And maybe we could say, is this really right? Is this really wrong? I mean, is there merit to this? Whatever. It'd be kind of cool to do some, not necessarily a reaction video, but a conversational video. It'd be kind of cool. And we'll see.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I think I am going to go ahead and call it at this point. I am a little tired. I've been very, very busy today. I do want to thank everyone.
This is your second show today.
Yeah. Thank goodness I'm only doing one tomorrow. But I got to watch the Ark all over again, which I'm enjoying already where we are. And I think it's good. I can't wait for Wednesday. Oh. There's a minor tremor going on right now. It's very light.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I can tell because the extension cord that's on the wall is like, slightly moving, and I felt it in the desk. and I could see the cord moving. I'm like, oh wow, I'm figuring it was less than 2, unless it was San Andreas going off, and then everything's gonna get bad. Oh, how horrible to have to rewatch the arc. Yeah, that was good.
So yeah, but not only the arc, but the big event is the last episode of House of Dragon, which we will be
Yes.
kicking butt on. That's going to be a big one too. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm bummed we're already here, but let me tell you, folks, when episode 7 happened, the very end, have you guys already seen the memes about the very last scene? Or
Yeah.
oh, there's some creative ones. I love one that you see Rhaenyra standing there and the 3 dragons, and like one of the dragons is talking crap in the back when Vagar turns around and says, "What's the matter? What's the matter, Grandma? You going back to go and catch up on your bingo games?" Oh my God, that was funny. I think it was the smallest dragon that was up on top. That was the one that was talking crap. That's what made it funnier. Wasn't the
Yeah.
bigger
Well,
ones up front?
that would be apropos.
Yeah,
And,
that one was funny.
so, well, there's a lot out there. The things, memes that come out. It's an industry. So,
Ha ha! No, I did not sigh at you. I was talking about the dragon. It was funny. You're funny. I
but
get it.
but that's going to
Bingo.
be that's going to be a big show to review. That last episode of season 2, that's going to be epic. I hope. I'm predicting it's going to be epic, and
I'm holding out. Yes, that was Silverwing, not a small dragon. I was perspective, woman. It was the one that was way up at the top at the very big at the end. But yes, it's good. I am looking forward to that one. And unfortunately, we're going to be doing the program of the arc when House of the Dragon is on. So yeah, I think we're going to limit episodes 1 and 2,
who
and then we'll do 3
who
and 4.
scheduled that? What dickhead scheduled? I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's just the way it goes, right? I mean,
Richard,
yeah.
for
Well,
clarity's sake, no. For clarity's sake, this is the dickhead. That schedule. I was a bonehead, man. I didn't know what I was thinking.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's just. I guess that's the way you did it, and it's not like we can't go back. You can't watch it at any time. It's not like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we'll run out. As soon as the arc thing is
Oh
done.
yeah.
It'll be. You'll be running to the watch it. So I mean, yeah.
And that was my thinking, Richard. I said, well, we got 3 episodes. I think we're only going to do 2, and we're going to make it good, and we're going to be on our way. So,
Yep.
hey, and
This is how it
Elizabeth,
goes.
I
All we're doing
always
is-
ask everyone,
yeah.
hey, you want to do the review lead? I just go scene by scene. I'm sorry. I don't want to miss anything. So it's all right.
Well, everything is important. And
Yeah, it especially in House of the Dragon.
but
Man.
don't be
Oh my
surprised
God.
if we just say, "Hey, episode 1 is epic. Number 2 is epic. Goodbye, good night." And then we just, 2 seconds later, we're off the air and we'll run into Watch House of Dragon.
Oh my God, Richard, that would be damn funny if we actually did that to screw with the audience.
Yeah,
That would be funny. Yeah,
but
that's
Because-
funny.
well, I'm just saying, we have a lot of good shows streaming right now, Roger. I mean, you can't, and we have a lot of shows on the network now, Roger. We have to, it is awesome, and it seems like every day, like you said, it seems like it's on this network. So
Something is on every day, and it's great. And we're eternally grateful, folks. We see the numbers. We're blown away, absolutely blown away. They're just getting higher and higher and higher, and we're humbled. We love what we do, and we love when you come in and join us. And when you comment away, it's even better. We appreciate the comments, and it's fun, man. We live off the comments, and it's good. So, oh wait, only dragon I like is Toothless, who is a Night Fury. That is a funny. I did enjoy the second one, the first one and the second one. I think there was a third one, right? How to Train Your Dragon.
yeah,
I don't remember that one, but that was a good story. Yes.
You
All
know,
right.
I forgot. I mean, I was going. When they were talking about getting all the bastards together to try to, to get a dragon.
Oh yeah.
I was going to show an image of here's the training video, how to train your dragon. Now each one got a copy of this so they could, know how to. But I forgot to do that on the last episode. But I was gonna. That's a thought that went through my head, But
I know that there was yeah, I'm gonna have to go through my note. That was good, Richard. I like that one. We're gonna have to start that comment and make sure everyone remembers. That was good. Well, look, folks, we did go over a little bit. I wanted to stop exactly at 2 hours, but it's a great conversation. I do want to thank everyone that joined us tonight. Of course, want to thank Richard and, of course, Elizabeth, Aisha, Lito Migraine. Um, I believe also Hope earlier, Alma. Thank you, my sister, and everyone else that's here. So thanks, guys. It means a great deal to us. And shout out to Elizabeth, Hope, Aisha, and Rigor D. Noriga. Okay, some idiot, some dickhead that's scheduled a Thursday night episode, a Sunday night episode. All right, Richard, take us away, please. Oh, wait a minute, I got a message.
okay.
Hold on. Oh, okay, I saw this one too. Richard, check it out. Oh, that one. Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that was that
That is
one
a
was
good one.
funny.
That one is, yeah. That's hard to beat. Yeah.
Yes, the memes have been awesome for those moments, and there are a lot of Team Rhaenyra fans out there. It's wow, it's really cool. I appreciate that, Liz. Um, Almighty, take us out, please.
Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and that notification bell because this is a great show and you should be a part of it. And I reiterate that I like to thank everyone in the chat room as well because they make the show enjoyable and they make the show more personable. And I like that idea that we actually have live people to chat with during these shows.
So do I.
So, adios, amigos.